Good day folks, Sean here from Air Photography. So in today's video, I kind of want to go over how I manage all my drone footage, GoPro footage, how I back things up, and how I manage all my media when editing on an iPad. I get a lot of questions about this from some other videos that I've made in the past about iPad editing, and file management is very important, especially when working with something like an iPad or an iPhone. As we all know, they can have very limited storage, and it doesn't take long to fill that internal storage up. So it's very important to have some type of external storage, but more importantly, how to use it, how to utilize it, how to back stuff up. So I'm going to go over some of the hardware that I use, my workflow, and some hardware that you should avoid. Now, the first thing you may want to consider if you're going to be editing full-time on an iPad is a good SSD drive. These are SanDisk Extreme Pros. These are the ones that run at 2000 megabits. They also have a SanDisk Extreme that runs at 1050. It's a little bit cheaper, and for the most part it works just as well. And there are many other brands available. Samsung has some popular SSD drives as well. Now, the most economical storage is just getting a traditional hard drive. So this still has a disk in it, but it is USB-C, so you can connect it directly to your iPad Pro if you have USB-C. The only problem with these is that they're very delicate. If you drop this, chances are you're going to damage the disks inside, and they're very slow. And it's actually quite an extreme difference when editing off an SSD, or if you're trying to browse files, move media. Doing it with a drive like this is extremely slow. Now, they're a lot cheaper. You can pick these up for like $100 for like 4 or 5 terabytes. But just keep in mind that the performance may not be up to par for what you want to do with it. The next items I have here are hubs. These can be fairly important for copying media over, moving stuff around, and for backing up your hard drives. I have 2 here. This one here is called the Hyperdrive. It's fairly old. I've actually had this one since the first iPad came out with USB-C, and it performs great. I really like it. I use it all the time. This one here I've only had for a few months. This is by Anker, and this is the hardware that I would avoid. It just doesn't perform all that well. It works sometimes, but the problem I have with it is the connection there is very loose, and it's maybe hard to demonstrate here, but it doesn't have a good connection, and sometimes when you're copying stuff over, you just wiggle it or you move your iPad and it just wiggles loose. It doesn't lock in anyway. The Hyperdrive just locks in nice and tight, and it doesn't go anywhere. It also comes with an attachment, or mine did anyways. I don't know if they still sell it like that, but you could take this plastic piece off, attach this, and that way you can just plug it in with that USB-C port there, give you a little bit of extension. And that can be important, especially if you have your iPad in a case. If you have your iPad in a case, it's going to be too thick for that to plug in, so that, it's a nice feature to have. Definitely I would avoid the Anker one. It is a little bit cheaper, but if it doesn't work, it's just a waste of money. The other thing I use on a regular basis is just this little thumb drive. This one here is 256 gigabytes, I believe. But this is great just for moving files quickly from one device to the other. You can see here we can push out a USB-C end, plug it into one iPad, and then move content over to another iPad, or if you have another device with USB-C. Or we can slide out the other side here, and you can see it has just a USB-A port, so if you want to plug this into an older laptop or some device that needs a USB-A, you can do so. So it's not really necessary, but it does make some of the work a little bit quicker. Now, like I said, if you just want to copy some files over to your iPad, you can just plug in a card reader, take the memory card out of whatever product you want to copy from, and just transfer it over to your iPad. However, again, your iPad's going to fill up very full, so that's where something like this comes in handy, because as you can see here, we have a USB-C port on it. We have 2 memory card readers for the different sizes. We have a USB-A, we have an audio jack, so if you want to plug in some headphones or a microphone. And then over here we have HDMI, so if you want to connect it to a monitor or a TV. So now that we have that attached, as you can see, we can plug in our SSD. Now it's listed there at the side. We can then plug in the memory card. And as you can see, it's listed there as well. So what we can do now is copy footage right from the memory card over to the SSD. So if we go into our memory card, there's that. It's going to load it up. We can pick whatever files we want. Let's just do this one here. We'll move it, and what we're going to do is pick the Extreme Pro, and we'll copy it over. So that saves us having to move it to the iPad first and then copy it over. So you can see how important that is. You can go right from the memory card to your SSD. But not only that, you can go from SSD to SSD. We'll take our second SSD. Now this time we have to put the end on with a USB-A. And both these ends come in the package. When you purchase these SSDs, you get both ends. We'll go ahead and we'll plug the USB-A in. Now you can see we have both extreme drives listed. So now we can take footage from one drive, move it over to the second drive. You may have one drive as your working drive with all the edits that you're working on, and you might have a larger drive or even one of these cheaper drives for backup for permanent storage. So it's only when I'm copying files or backing up files that I tend to use the hub. If I'm just editing in something like LumaFusion, then I just plug the SSD drive directly in. And personally, what I like to do as I'm filming stuff, I like to make folders for working projects. If you just dump everything into one folder or a couple of folders or copy it to your camera roll, and it's something that you're going to go back to later, after a couple weeks you may not remember what footage was what. So it's a good idea to make sure you stay organized. Sometimes I'll have the working folder on the SSD because you can edit directly off the SSD in LumaFusion, and I'm going to show you that here in a second. But I also have a working folder on my iPad with projects and different things that I'm working on. Like for example, here's the Mini 3 goggles first flight, a video that I already uploaded. And you can see in here I have my Action 2 footage. That's the mounted, giving the controller view. I have the goggle view recording. I have the Mini 3 Pro recording. And then I have some B-roll. There's nothing in there. But if you're capturing some B-roll to mix into the video, some video of the drone flying or whatever. So then I know when I go to edit this project, I know where everything is and what is what. Now, if we go to LumaFusion, we can actually edit directly off these drives. So I'm going to go to linked folders. I already have my Extreme Pro added. There it is there. And you can see that's the video file that we just copied over to the drive. We can just pull that down. We can go in, add multiple files, do our edit, and everything we're editing now and previewing is coming directly off the drive, so we're not wasting space on the iPad. And if it comes disconnected, not a problem. It's not going to play anymore, and eventually you'll get an error that the media is missing. But the next time you go to plug it in, say you've quit editing for the night, but the next morning you're going to edit, you just plug it back in, and it's going to automatically relink it. It's going to know exactly where that footage is stored. Now I just closed LumaFusion because I'm going to show you how it relinks. Like say you've stopped editing for the day, you've unplugged your drive. Now you want to go back in the next morning and edit. So now I'm going to plug the drive back in, and you'll see here when we launch LumaFusion, and you can see we went right back to that project and it's relinked the media. So it always knows where to find that media, even if you disconnect the drive. So to me, it's very important to have a good SSD if you're going to be editing on an iPad, just for storage, because as mentioned, your iPad internal storage will fill up very, very quickly, especially when you're filming in 4K and 5K. Well, folks, that's basically it. That's how I manage my files when editing on an iPad. Hopefully you found this video had value. Give it a thumbs up if you did. It's always greatly appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.